The number of people preparing for some form of societal collapse continues to grow, and it is often the most unlikeliest of people. Best-selling author, preparedness expert and former military survival instructor, Jonathan Hollerman has been running a successful preparedness consultancy agency for the past 5 years. He now advises clients over the phone for $150 per hour about the best way to prepare their own home for disaster, to designing and building entire off-grid survival retreats from scratch. He also performs operational security analysis for existing survival retreats for $1,000 per day. Jonathan enlisted in the military for 6 years until 2002, where he trained as a SARA survival, evasion, resistance, escape instructor, one of only 17 graduates out of an 8,000 applicants. Jonathan says that, despite a negative portrayal in the media, people in the prepping community are normal, everyday people who just want to protect their families in the event of some form of societal collapse. Anybody that's a prepper, the media always paint them as an extremist, conspiracy theorist wearing a tin-foil hat in a bunker with a beard living off rice and beans. He says, "I can tell you right now I've had hundreds and hundreds of clients that I've worked with over the last 4 or 5 years, and I've never met a crazy person yet. Every single person I've met has been blue-collar, white-collar, a normal sane individual that you could go to a restaurant, sit down and have a normal conversation with." One of the toughest and most grueling positions to achieve in the military, Jonathan was pushed to his absolute limit in some of the most testing environments known to man. His own training was then used to train pilots and navigators about what to do if they were shot down behind enemy lines, from finding food and water to evading capture. Jonathan set up his company, in response to the growing concern within Western society that a disaster could seriously cripple the infrastructure of even the most advanced of countries. So what is it that Jonathan is preparing for? Not a nuclear war, not an alien invasion and not a zombie apocalypse, but a grid-down scenario, a complete shutdown of the electric grid in a country. Such an event could occur via an EMP electromagnetic pulse attack, a solar flare, a cyber attack such as the one undertaken by Russia against the Ukraine in 2014, or a physical attack by terrorists. The vast majority of Western democracies rely on a network of high-voltage transformers to turn the power created by power plants into energy that is usable by the average consumer. The transformers, which take between 12 and 18 months to build and typically weigh over 400 tons, are the most critical part of a country's power network. Without them, any country would be brought to a standstill, explains Jonathan. See, if these things go down, it's not going to be as simple as just sending someone out there to flick a switch and turn the power back on, he says. If we lose these high-voltage transformers, power's going to be down for a long period of time. And every aspect of human life in developed countries today revolves around electricity. Everything's automated at this point. Everything you touch, taste, eat, everything you buy at a store, everything you buy on Amazon, everything you buy today comes on a truck to get to where it's going, and it comes from a digitized distribution center. All these places run out of supplies because the computer networks shut down. Therefore the whole food infrastructure shuts down, and that's the biggest problem, no way to feed the populace. For the first couple of days things would probably be pretty calm, like, okay, the electric's down, when's it coming back on? But, because they don't have radio, TV, internet, there's no way for the government to get mass information out to people and keep them calm, Jonathan says. It's not going to take long for people to start freaking out and start going to the grocery store and cleaning it out. Once those grocery stores are empty and the food distribution centers have been looted, there's no more food coming. You're essentially on your own. Very few Americans and Europeans have the life skills needed to live without electricity. How to garden, how to can food, how root cellaring works. Most kids don't even know how to build a fire right? Every aspect of human life revolves around electricity, Jonathan explains. In 2015, hackers thought to be from Russia took down Ukraine's electric grid for an 18-hour period, something which Jonathan believes was just a warning shot across the bow, and not intended to actually destroy their grid. Such an attack is just as likely is this to happen in a country such as the United States or Britain, for example. Admiral Michael S. Rogers,